All rise. Judge Vanderby Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1019, Canada case. Judge, both parties have been sworn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Canada. All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligations.
Okay.
Under the circumstances, you know, I don't think I was the only person having a fling with Rocky at the time that you know, she and I had that time together.
All right, everyone. Let's jump into another interesting child support case. Miss Canada has come forward seeking child support and back payments for her 3-year-old child. She claims the man she believes to be the father hasn't paid a single cent in the past 3 years. The judge wastes no time and asks the alleged father directly why he hasn't contributed. But the man has concerns of his own. He isn't sure he's actually the biological father. Miss Canada stands her ground, making it clear she's been raising the child on her own and needs financial support. The stage is set for a tense but fair hearing. Let's see how it plays out.
And,
Excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that you may have been seeing some other people in addition to me. And the reason that I haven't provided
Well, those are rumors.
I understand
First of
that.
all.
I understand that.
Second
But
of
you
all.
haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's my key. Is that if I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other father.
Well, maybe you should have been obligated to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
You know, you're right about that. And honest
So
truth is
you are
that,
admitting that you're married?
yes.
Okay.
And I've told her. I've told her that we had this fling.
You didn't
told
tell
your
me you
wife
were
that?
married until after.
That's correct. That's correct. I did not tell you.
I'm sorry, I won't disrupt you guys anymore. Go ahead.
Okay.
Miss Canada presents her case. She's been raising their 3-year-old child alone and hasn't received any financial help from the alleged father. She's direct. She wants child support and back payments. The judge listens closely, taking the situation seriously. Miss Canada stresses that she's covered every expense herself, from diapers to daycare, and says it's time for the father to take responsibility. She also explains that she's tried every other option, and now she's turning to the court for help. Tension builds as the alleged father prepares to defend himself.
So, you know, from my perspective, Your Honor, I certainly understand the situation. I'm not trying to be hard-hearted, so to speak, about this, but I think that there's some other questions that need to be answered before we agree on paying any kind of support, because at this point, we haven't confirmed whose child this is.
Okay. Well, I definitely have some questions too, but I don't think they have anything to do with child support. It's more about you guys' backstory, but that has nothing to do with me. However, has this man taken a DNA test at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did he sign anything at the hospital?
No, he wasn't
acknowledging that he was the father? Okay. So he does have a valid point. Before we can actually place him on child support, he either has to accept parentage, which, according to what I'm hearing, you're really not accepting it.
He's in denial about his affair and doesn't want his wife to find out.
My wife knows.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
right.
knows now.
He's lying.
You told her?
I would have heard from her by now. I work with him, ma'am.
Oh. At the welding place?
I'm a receptionist there.
Receptionist there, I'm a manager.
That's how we met.
You're her direct manager. Oh, okay. Ooh, wasn't expecting that much tea this morning. So, yeah, he's entitled to a DNA test.
Sure.
Okay, so before we can move forward with anything in terms of child support, looking at your financial documents you provided, he first needs to get a DNA test. So what I can do is you guys go and get the DNA test, then you can come back at a later date, possibly, if he's the father. If he's not the father, you're more than welcome to bring back as many people as necessary. I'm not.
The alleged father isn't ready to accept responsibility. He admits he had a fling with Miss Canada, but he questions whether he's really the child's father. He claims she was seeing other men at the time and says she hasn't cooperated with his request for a DNA test. The judge listens carefully, acknowledging that the situation is complicated. The man's hesitation to accept paternity adds another layer of drama to the case. He also reveals he's married and that his wife knows about the affair, adding yet another twist. The judge reminds him that without proof, he cannot be held responsible for child support.
Implying by any means that what he's saying is true.
Right, he's
but if
definitely
he's
the
not
father.
the father, you can bring back as many people as necessary to get DNA testing, and we actually find the father and place him on child support.
Well, I know who it is, so that's not necessary, but thank you.
Okay. Is there anything further?
Your Honor, can we get your assistance in having this thing compelled so that we can get this DNA testing done expeditiously?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And it will be done through the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
Because they are actually on site in the courtroom, and it will be in the courthouse rather. And it will be much easier and free to you all to go ahead and use their resource. Okay? If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Rocky,
You're welcome.
if I have obligations here, I'll stand behind them.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The judge gets right to the point. She explains that no child support can be ordered until paternity is legally established. She recommends a DNA test through the Attorney General's office, which is free and processed quickly. The judge stresses, this is the only way forward. If the alleged father is confirmed to be the biological parent, he'll be legally required to pay child support. If not, Miss Canada can pursue other possible fathers. The judge reminds both parties that the child's well-being is the most important factor. As the case wraps up, the judge reflects on the legal principles in Texas. Paternity must be proven before any support can be mandated. This can be done through DNA testing or a formal acknowledgement of paternity. She emphasizes how crucial it is to confirm biological ties to ensure fairness for both the parents and the child. The judge also notes that the Attorney General's office offers free DNA testing, making the process more accessible. The episode ends with a message. If you or someone you know is in a similar situation, share their story. These children are raised with help from child support court, and every ruling shapes their future.